welcome to the Brothers Leet Drunk and Cook Off. This week I'm going to show you how to make Hipster Pesto, which is like normal pesto, but at the same time completely different. Importantly, when you're making Hipster Pesto, you need to get in the right mindset. So picture the scene. You've been listening to North African instrumental mandolin covers of Jack Johnson. And you've had one too many spinach daiquiris. So you're feeling a bit tipsy, you're feeling a bit peckish. What do? You come home, you make some pesto. The average Joe would probably order takeaway, but not the hipster. No, he's got a fridge full of organic fruit and veg he's got to use up. If you're making normal pesto, you need basil, parmesan, pine nuts, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. That's it. But if you're a hipster, you have to pretty much disregard 80% of the ingredients. So if you're making hipster pesto, you need basil, standard, garlic, and that's where the similarities end. You will also need toasted sunflower seeds because you've self-diagnosed and you've decided you're allergic to nuts. You've also decided you're a vegan, but you do eat bacon sandwiches when you're at home and no one's watching. Regardless, you need vegan cheese. You won't find this in a supermarket. You probably have to order it online or go to one of those health food stores. God knows what it's made of. Looks like cheese. Doesn't taste like cheese. You can't use extra virgin olive oil because that is so uncool. If I'd have filmed this about a year ago, I'd say you could use rapeseed oil, but now that's so last year. So you want to go weird. You want to go something like, I don't know, pumpkin seed oil. And obviously, because you're a hipster, you've got to use kale, because life is not life without kale. The process of making pesto is pretty straightforward. You just bung all the ingredients into a food processor and wazz them up until they're pesto. Walk. It's important you don't add salt to your hipster pesto because about 3 years ago you read an article about how salt was bad, so you don't put in anything, even though it's the best thing ever. Yeah, so once you've chucked everything in, blitz it up until it's pesto. So we blitz the pesto up in a food blender, but it's important that when you tell your friends about it, which you inevitably will, you did it with a pestle and mortar. Bragging about your pesto does create a problem, however. You can't directly tell people you've made it, but you want everyone to know that you've made it. So you're going to have to post on social media with something like, LOL, just made pesto accidentally, hashtag vegan, something like that. Everyone has to know you made pesto, because you did. You could tell people in the pub that you made pesto, but you'd have to start up a 20-minute conversation talking about your favourite indie band and why they're better than the Pogues, before letting on that you accidentally made pesto last night when you was a bit tipsy. Presentation is important too, because realistically, you're not going to eat this crap. So store it in a Kilner jar, because a hipster loves the Kilner. If you do decide to eat your hipster pesto, you can't eat it in the conventional way. You couldn't say have it with tomato and mozzarella or with pasta, because that's so uncool. So maybe have it for breakfast on some cornflakes. Maybe even smother your nut roast in it on Sunday afternoons. Who knows, you're a hipster. You can do what you want. It does help if you drink a bottle of wine before you make the pesto. No other reason, but wine's pretty good, isn't it? I like wine. You probably like wine. Hipsters probably like organic wheat beer or some crap like that. Thanks for watching. I've been Hipster Pestoing.